Why hello there, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers Early Access. It's Sunday the 30th of June, and we are on what, day 3? Day 3 of Early Access. Apparently they had some duty finder or duty server issues yesterday, which explains some of the issues that a lot of people were talking and moaning about in chats. Don't know what they're going to be like today, but we'll see. We'll see. In between episodes, I have been and I won't say set up, but at least done a little bit of work on the cross hotbar so that if I'm moving around with the gamepad, as feels quite comfortable to do. Because interacting with characters and stuff is easier on the gamepad than it is faffing around with the mouse. Obviously, the mouse, because I use a Razer Naga, which is why my buttons are in this particular configuration, it's much easier to do combat with the mouse because all the buttons are on the side of the mouse. I can just press them like that. But for ordinary moving around, I've just realised I've actually put mount guide. I don't want the roulette. Anyway, you're not here for me to figure out my UI. An unwanted proposal. Let us hurry to Slitherbow. The others are waiting. After we've returned, the two of you should rest a while. No doubt Runar will be eager to have you sample his cooking. As soon as I discover anything of import, you will be the first to know. I don't know how to do this with the... No, I do not wish to teleport for free. Oh, we've got some more... some more quests open up. Master Bateau speaks highly of you. Something that you need us to do. Friend. Mind is going. He's changed. Got to look for his friend. Right, we'll do that off camera. Demajen, the guard told me you left with Master Matoya to wove an oath. No sooner do you return than she locks herself away in her chambers without so much as a word. She knows how I worry when she leaves without telling me. But she is safe, and that is all that matters. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat there by the fire? The stew will be soon ready. I can do that. There's the fire. There's the fire. Ah. Surrounded by peoples. Do. I need to go and look this music up. Is tragedy going to befall us when sitting around this fire like it did in Amaram? I'm looking forward to flying around this place. Ever since we saw it in the area's reveal video.
Strange.
What is?
The others on patrol should have returned by now.
No.
Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer.
Well, that's not good.
We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
And the others. I'm trying to replicate his accents, but I don't think I'm very good.
I'm tired of these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it?
Uh-oh.
The
blessing may spare her the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. She is not as she was in the Source.
Oh? Uh-oh.
Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all.
Oh.
I fear it was absorbed, that she has been suffused with their light.
And that's not the same thing.
Though I have given thought to this possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help!
Damn it!
The Ilmorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Damn it! That was just getting super, super intriguing. Meanwhile, in Yulmore. Oh, are we going to check in on Alpha now? Oh no, we're going to check in on Vauthry. Ah. The Jongleur. Ta-da! I bet they're
Lord
actually
Vauthry,
masterful
how
assassins.
good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
The sincerity there is,
And you as disingenuous. Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling warriors of darkness. They have slain sin-eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy.
oh, I didn't know about complicit.
And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers. So I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
Stuff and things.
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival.
Even to you.
Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Because he's been infected by one.
Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve.
Oh, maybe if you ate less. No, I think Vauthry has been kind of infected or corrupted, and that's why his which shoulder is it? This one on the screen above us. Yeah, that's why his shoulder and breast is kind of white. It looks kind of like he's wearing a tunic, but you can clearly see well, not clearly, but you can kind of see a face-like thing.
Before long, they would turn to violence.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion.
Vauthry does kind of have a point, though.
They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king. Nay, a god.
Oh, yeah.
I will see their dreams fulfilled, their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss.
But why? What is his actual motivation? What does he get from this?
Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way.
That's true.
towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary. And they shall find none.
He's got
this
such
world
teeny tiny
save
legs.
that which I afford them.
Oh, it is, the whiteness is a tunic. That's the cuff of the tunic that we can see.
That is why the Sin Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
Is that what he's told himself, or is that what others have told him?
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
What was that?
A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power.
Literally.
But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome. And we will, once we eliminate the Sin Eaters.
You poor deluded fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now. And the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making? Or even 100?
There's a surprising amount of commentary here on human nature as regards our own civilization. You know, people are very materialistic and very bound in the here and now, not planning forwards. Even a lot of the students that I teach, they've got no aspirations, they've got no ambitions for what they want to do with their lives. They don't know. They're bored constantly. Their attention spans are practically nothing. Obviously not all of them, but a reasonable chunk. This idea that the future is something that is not to be planned for.
You underestimate them, Lord Vauthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears.
History and heritage.
These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains, and I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
They've tried to lip sync this. Well, kind of.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains.
Yeah, see, he's got a face. He's got a face in his armpit.
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you. So naive. So painfully predictable.
Yes.
Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eater's defense.
Shocking.
Insurrection will not be
Who put you in charge?
The people of this world are mine to rule.
Oh?
Mine to command. And you are no exception.
Ha!
What? How did he? Insolent swine! I will not stand for this! Do you hear me?
So did he teleport or was he an illusion? Oh, hello, Ranjit. Oh, look. Ooh, they've got fancy robes on. I want one.
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
Kind of.
I do. I presume that is your doing.
Estrella's gonna go.
If you have come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands.
Oh, really?
By Lord Vauthry's decree, Rak'Tika now falls under the governance of Yulmore.
Good luck with that.
You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so?
Ah, sassy cat is sassy.
And the children of the everlasting dark have acquiesced to this madness.
Oh, they're idiots.
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore.
Oh, really?
Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the everlasting dark.
Ah.
In his wisdom, Lord Vauthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith.
Okay.
You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption.
Yeah, because you guys look like swell guys.
Little wonder the warrior of darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Rak'Tika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed Shadow at bay.
Now would be a great time to...
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
They want it to stay light.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for woven oath with all haste. We will leave you, but you may have time to prepare.
Woven oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our fate to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
Ah. Religion.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore and dealt with as such.
Sassy cat's not gonna like that. Floppy hair. I think it's about time the Warrior of Darkness took the field. Still, bloodshed was avoided for now.
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
Yes. Huh. I say. Just music. Yep, that dancer is higher level than me. Demajen. The guard hath been afflicted with the most terrible and efficacious, even, I can speak, poison. We have attempted all manner of healing incantations. Alas, his condition remains unchanged. At present, we can but slow the poison's advance. I pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. Wow. What is this? Is this a weapon? Ooh, it is. It's about time. It's interesting the order that they're giving us things. Normally, it would have always been weapon first, then appropriate gear. Kind of annoys me that the sword clips through my cape on this. How fareth the young guard? The poison spread throughout his system long before he was brought here. At present, there is naught we can do but try to ease his pain. Do not blame yourselves, my friends. All that can be done has been done. Even had we reached him sooner, it would have made little difference. The children employ countless poisons. Finding a suitable antidote is a nigh impossible task. What of the rest of the Blessed? How have they taken the news of Yulmor's generous proposition? With anger and dismay. We cannot hope to oppose both them and the children. I considered a convocation of all the Knights Blessed that we might consider their ultimatum, then know how they will answer. Master Matoya, I am truly sorry. We cannot abandon our faith, but there is no reason for you to suffer for our decision. Your work is not yet done and you still have time to flee. Flee? I am not wont to run from my troubles. In fact, with Demajen's arrival, I am minded to take the offensive. Yulmoran's presence here plainly stems from a desire to protect the Light Warden. If we seek it out and slay the creature before they return, for darkness to fall over Rak'Tika, they would have no cause to remain. All of which is rather easier said than done, unless of course you finally deciphered that tablet. I have, as a matter of fact. And with it, we can prepare everything we need to enter Ixmaya. So Ixmaya is going to be the 75 dungeon. What say you all? We will need to act quickly, but I believe it can be done. We cannot defy our fate, but one course lieth before us. Difficult with Urianger's pattern of speech to know which words to stress. Well, we are villains, are we not? Why is he looking at Minfilia? Good. I leave the Blessed in your capable hands, Runa. Very well. I see there's no changing your mind. By all that is dark, I swear to keep the Blessed safe. According to the tablet, we first need to obtain a seal used to identify the allies of Ronka in times past. One such seal should be waiting for us in a complex of underwater ruins not far from here. Ah, I went there. You have some experience with subaquatic excursions, do you not? Yep. And this should prove a simple task for you. The ruins we seek are at the bottom of Lake Tusimekta. While you see to that, Minfila and I will remain here to help shore up Slitherbow's defences. Your aid would be greatly appreciated. Ba ba ba. Yeah, it's interesting. The ridge of our nose and our cheekbones pick up quite a lot, I'm noticing, of ambient light. Can you see the rather harsh highlights there? What is this tune? Your armor is cool, as is your hair. Oh, this is for the this is for the Ether Current quest. I've been expecting you. My dreams are plagued with visions of the future. Calamities upon us, and each night I witness our impending doom. The dreams speak to me of a saviour in the form of a great serpent. It was revered as a god in the days of the Ronkan Empire. Protector, great destroyer. The will of the woods demands I find the great serpent. He has been chosen. His dreams are an ill omen. You believe him? Oh dear, I fear I've made a terrible mistake. Please don't tell me you too have communed with the will of a star or some such nonsense. Well, actually... Alan, please, we're in the midst of a most important discussion. Dreams, delusions... Won't let us drag anybody else into it. Whatever you say. Oh, now he's going to go and summon a giant snake. We should probably go and put a stop to that. I do like the shiny metal of this armor. Right, so we've got to go and stop him summoning a big snake. Good times. Right, where are we actually going for the main story? All the way over there. Oh, in that case. Ah, that's so much easier now that I've got this set up for it. Also, there's a fate. I should probably go and do that. Don't know how many I need to do to complete. Wahi. Trees! Not the trees. Oh, good. And the fate's not... Let's put... Let's put Grit on for the Amnesty bonus, because as far as I'm aware, Fates are still working off an Amnesty system. I might actually have to change where the cast bar is for enemies. Make it a little bit more central, because it's a little bit down and right. I think I set it there originally so that it left kind of a gap. Same goes for my dark side buff. I obtain 12 bicolor gemstones. Where do I want to go? Ta-da! Oh, not that way. Nah. The way auto run works on the controller, I've gone past it, is quite different. Oh, there they are. Stola! There you are. Ready for a swim? The seal we seek should be stored in a chamber somewhere inside the ruins beneath the lake. However, the entrance is seemingly protected by a subtle locking mechanism rooted in the symbolism of Ronkan culture. The Ronka sought to live in harmony with nature and considered certain animals to be sacred. Foremost in their pantheon was... I'm going to write this down. Was the snake. Below it were 4 others. Curl. Colibri. Oppo. And wolf. Characterized as bringers of liberty, words, enlightenment. Liberty. Words. Enlightenment. Harmony. To open the chamber containing the seal, the tablet states that one must pay due deference to 3 of these beasts by placing one's palm on monuments wrought in their image, and that this must be done in a specific sequence. If my interpretation is correct, the order can be discerned from the 3 commandments which follow. So snake first. Monkey. Here's the Oppo, rival thy kin. As all parts seek betterment, so too does the whole. He has the wolf. Move as one. Peace comes to all who seek harmony with their kin. The tablet says nothing of the placement, size, or appearance of the monument, alas. Hopefully all will become clear when you reach the bottom of the lake. Go safely. And she's just going to tell us the thing. So snake, monkey, wolf. I haven't got a clue what dive is on. But I do know what it is on that. Right, so we need to find the entrance. It's down here. I have no idea if it's actually... Is it taking us to the right places? It's actually probably a little bit easier to do this. Find a statue of a snake? Yes. Snake first. Something stirs in the lake. Yeah, above one of the archways in one of these buildings, there was a sightseeing point. Oh yeah, we can mount up under here, can't we? That's the curl. We don't want the curl. We want the monkey. Something stirs. A little bit of a ways away. It's interesting that they've put a little bit more in terms of underwater stuff into this. Colibri? No. We want wolf. Aha! I wonder if it's randomized for different people. Oh, that'd be daft. Once more, you sense something stir elsewhere in the lake. Perhaps the chamber containing the seal is open. Perhaps. Tusimekta. Maybe... Aha! The covered halls of Dwattle. Mind you, we had an underwater dungeon in Stormblood, didn't we? The secret passage to get into the lost city of Scala, something or other. A door opens to reveal a pedestal upon which rests a medallion. You take it and secure it inside your clothing. Okay, seal has been found. Let us return to Ishtola. How am I doing with shared fates in this zone? 3 out of 6. Did you find it? Certainly did. This medallion, it bears the owl insignia of the Empire. There can be no doubt this is the Seal of Ronka. So in the dungeon walkthrough, where I pointed out the bird statues in the background, they were owls. So they are a symbol of the Ronkans. Well done, Demajen. We can begin our preparations to enter Ixmaya in earnest. And oh no! Oh no! For the first time in the expansion, we have been locked out. We've been locked out of a main scenario quest. That, however, is kind of a cool looking weapon. Well, we need 3.5 million more XP in order to carry on. Fortunately, we're 37 minutes into this episode, so that's actually a decent enough time to leave it. I'm going to go and do some fates to get ourselves moving towards our movement speed goal. And yeah, we'll have to come back for the Into the Wood main scenario quest. I think I might have to go and run a couple of dungeons as well to get some XP under the belt. Which is what I'd normally do, but obviously I've been trying to power through the story. And with the duty finder being basically broken for a chunk of yesterday afternoon, I just ended up questing instead. Thank you all very much for watching. I shall see you back here in the next episode for another series of main scenario quests. Hope you're enjoying. I am still very much enjoying this. I'm probably going to say this at the end of every episode though, aren't I? Because that is how I roll. Until that time, catch you all later. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe. Remember to ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, toodle pip.